Hey, Mr. Ford. Investigator Davis. Nice to meet you. This is Investigator Cruz. Mind if we come in and talk?
Yeah, sure.
All right. He's with me, obviously. How you doing today?
I'm just waking up, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad we didn't get here any earlier
Yeah,
then.
you good.
So, like we talked about yesterday on the phone, I just want to talk to you a little bit more about your relationship with Dorothy,
Okay.
what you know about her relationship with Moses,
Okay.
and what you observed the night of the crash. And have you just fill out a statement for us. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Mind if we sit down?
Yeah. Sit down too if you want.
Oh no, I'm good, man.
So you said you've known Dorothy for a long time. How long do you
Yeah.
think you've known her for?
I'll say since 2017.
And you said you first met in Maryland?
And no, Ashburn.
In Ashburn? And then that relationship continued, correct?
Well, we stopped talking for a few years now until I moved around here, and then that's when we got back in contact.
Okay. Was she married at that time to Divine? Is that his
I
name?
think so.
Okay. So you met and you got to go back in contact when you moved down here. When did you move down here?
Been down here for 2 years now. So last year,
2021?
so 2020.
2020 you moved up here?
Did you always live here at Foxlair?
Yes.
Okay. You also had an address on Birch Creek? You know anything about that address?
Dumfries.
Yeah, the house down there?
Yeah.
Were you living down there at one point too?
Yeah, at one point.
Okay. So describe your relationship with Dorothy since you moved, I guess since you moved here, because you had talked about her being in a hotel, so just kind of go through that a little bit for me.
Yeah, cause it's pretty much like friends, like we were close friends. Like I saw what she was going through, and I know she had kids with her as well,
Okay.
and I know she had kind of a rough life. So that's why I was like, cause when I first met her, when we first got back in contact, she was living in Maryland.
Okay.
She was in, I think, Upper Marlboro. I think she was Upper Marlboro,
Okay.
and she rented out a basement
Okay.
of somebody's house. And around that time, she was leaving out, and she didn't have nowhere to go. And that's why I was like, well, how about just you and your kids come here until you get yourself together, which was a bad idea.
Okay. So that didn't work out. So she moved here into your apartment from Upper Marlboro.
Yes.
Okay. And then from there, and when do you think that was?
Man. I moved here in 2020. That's probably 1 month after I moved in here.
So in 2020ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did she move her and all her kids?
Yes.
So it was 5?
It was, at the time it was her, I know Pharaoh, Imagine, Empress, Javen, and Ava. Yeah, 5.
Okay. Ava was living with her at that point.
Yes.
Okay. Kylie was.
Not living with, Kylie always lived with her father.
Okay. So Kylie's always lived with her dad in Manassas.
Yes.
Okay. So all of them move here with you.
Yes.
Okay.
And the dog.
Okay. And I'm assuming. I don't want to get too deep into your relationship with her at that point, but that did not work out, correct?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
It was good at first, but Dorothy was not a good person. She wasn't a good mother, yeah. Like now, like to be real, the stuff that she did, I don't know. Maybe it was the way she was brought up, cause she had a rough upbringing.
Okay.
But just, like the things that she was doing, I wasn't liking. Her kids was destroying the house. Like you still see the carpet still messed up from them, and it's just it was a lot of. It got to a point where I didn't like coming to my own house.
Yeah.
So it got to a point I was like, you know what, you gotta go.
Okay.
And I was seeing things that I didn't like. Like her and Ava was close, so they was like use drugs together, like nothing hard like coke or nothing, but they was like smoke weed together, and I wasn't feeling that. So
Okay.
like when I seen stuff like that, I was just, and then me and her and Divine kept arguing.
Divine was not here, right?
Divine, I'd never seen him.
Okay.
I'd never seen him in person.
Okay.
It was always like over the phone, or I would see like the text messages that he would send her and
Okay.
stuff like that.
What was it? He didn't appreciate them living here with you.
Yeah, it's everything. I swear, if you was to put Divine and Moses in the same room, you won't tell which one's who. They're like the same
Okay.
people.
Okay. So it got to a point where she had to leave.
Yeah.
Where did she go from there?
I believe she went to the Motel 6.
When do you know about what time that was, or not time, but like about when that is?
Yeah, time frame. Was it like 3 months after she moved in? 6 months?
I'm trying
Years?
to think. 'Cause,
Well, let me ask you this: Did you tell the people here that they were living here?
no.
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 Okay.
Because I knew she was. It wasn't a permanent thing. It was like a.
I know it's temporary, but I just didn't
Uh-huh.
know if you were told them so they wouldn't, get on your case about
Oh
having
no
people
no
here.
no.
Okay.
Where's my phone?
You remember what kind of phone she had? Like color or make, brand, phone number to it?
It was an iPhone.
iPhone?
Yeah, so I know.
What color was it? You remember?
It would be white or like a pinkish color. I don't know between those.
Okay. Did it have a case?
Yeah.
And that case was that color or like the
Yeah,
actual iPhone?
the case is that color.
Okay.
You don't happen to know the password or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm about to find out
Okay.
right now.
And you continue to make contact with her even after she moved out?
Yeah, but it wasn't as frequent.
And like call or text?
Sometimes it'll be a call. Sometimes it'll be a text.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be an email. You know, because when she was with homeboy, it got real rough. So I can let you know 1 second. I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. Take your time.
And you say, when you say homeboy, you're talking about the one that
Moses.
was involved in the crash?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn, they didn't have a date on the photo. Jesus. 12/15/2022.
That's when she left, or that's roughly the time that she left.
Roughly the time. I would
Okay.
say that'd be a day or two after.
So she was here for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was more than a year that she stayed with you.
No, okay, so then I got my times mixed up because she wasn't here no more than a year. I would say like 8 months.
Okay. Now, like I think I told you yesterday, that's the day that you called the police and say, "Hey, this person is not
Yeah,
leaving."
yeah.
So that's roughly the same time as
Yeah.
when she left. So she goes from there to the Motel 6.
Yes, that's what I believe. Maybe not directly there, She probably stayed like another hotel for a couple of days, but I know the Motel 6 is where she's been like
The longest?
the longest.
Okay.
Okay.
So you said somewhere around that time when she was in the Motel 6 is when Moses came into the
Yeah,
picture.
that's when her daughter Kylie was. I don't think she was staying with her, but she was just visiting with her for a while.
Okay.
And that's when Kylie was letting me know about Moses when he was being the guy that stalked them a lot.
Describe stalking.
Well, I guess he used to do business over there. Like I said, he used to sell stuff out of his truck.
Mm-hmm.
So
Stuff like drugs or like
no,
you know,
like
shoes.
like little trinkets,
Clothes.
like
Okay.
little hair ties and
Okay.
equipment and stuff like
All
that.
right.
So Moses was coming around at the Motel 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I guess every time that he would like just linger around Dorothy and the daughter and stuff like that till it got uncomfortable.
Okay.
And that's when the daughter would tell me,
That's
like,
when Kylie.
yeah, Kylie would call me like, "Hey, there's this guy over here who keeps stalking us." And I was like, "Tell the police. Tell your mom to call the police."
Do you know if they ever called the police?
'Cause I don't think Dorothy ever called the police on him.
What about the daughter? Daughter ever?
No.
Okay.
The daughter just like, you know what, fuck it. If she's gonna keep messing with this dude, I'm going back to my dad.
So she went back to dad.
Yeah, she eventually. Yeah, she went back to living with her dad.
So I'm assuming that after she left here, did you guys stay in contact after that, or did you lose contact and then re-engage?
We lost contact and re-engaged.
Okay. When do you think you re-engaged contact with her?
I'll say like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards.
Okay. So not a terribly long time.
No, not terribly.
So by the beginning of the year, you guys were maybe back in contact.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was more of those like. At first, it was like she was trying to work her way back here.
Like coming back into your apartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like that time. I wasn't feeling.
Did you make contact with her, or did she make contact with you?
She made contact with me.
Okay.
And this was via phone, via
Yeah.
text. Okay.
So this would probably be like messages on like Instagram
Okay.
or like Facebook Messenger, stuff like that. It wasn't like a direct
Text message.
messages. Yeah.
Okay. At what point did she, or
Sorry.
that's fine. At what point do you think, or at what point did you become aware that her and Moses were in a more serious relationship?
That's probably like not even a month after the daughter called me and told me she was stalking him.
So January-ish,
That's
February-ish?
February-ish. January.
So
What's the day? What's the month?
April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say January, February, March, April. Yeah.
So
Because-
January, February-ish.
Yeah, because like I said, her and Moses haven't been together long at all.
Yeah.
For him to be doing this, like I knew he was an issue when she would tell me that he would take her phone and like try to beat her on the phone, and then he'll try to tell her like where to and where to not to go and all that stuff. And that's why I was like, yo, dude is bad news. You need to leave.
So describe so Moses was back in the picture, and I guess that's when they moved into the apartments here.
That was a crazy because when I stepped out, I saw her van, and then I'm just thinking, okay, she's around here again, trying to talk to me and stuff like that. So I'm looking for her, like where the hell is she? And then I'm like, okay, I gotta go to work, so I'm not even worried about that. And then I called her that day and asked like, yo, why is your van there? Like, where are you at? And then that's when she told me that they live next door.
Okay. And you've always lived here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I spazzed out. Like, I spazzed on her. Like, why would you move next to me with Moses? knowing that me and Moses had like bumped heads, like me and him had words with each other.
When did you have words with him? And may I ask, what about?
I was just pretty much just letting him know about himself. I was being,
Brutally honest?
yeah. I was giving it to him. I was just letting him know, like,
About the things you had heard about the way he
yeah,
treats people?
yeah,
Is that what it was?
yeah, pretty much. And
What was his response?
he called me, but I didn't think I picked up because I was doing my rounds. But
Oh, were you at work?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and
He called you.
yeah.
Okay.
From her, like I said, he'll call, act like her, because at first he'll text me like, "You need to leave me and Moses alone because I love him." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, are you acting like she just told me that she didn't like you and she hated you? I'm like, why are you acting like her? I'm like, yo, be a man. If you want to say something, say something. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a pussy. Like, why would you kidnap somebody and force them to do that? I was getting in. I'm like, did you talk to Divine or something? Like, are you friends with Divine? Like, do y'all go by the abuse a bitch playlist or something like that? I was just going on.
So this was all over the phone?
Yeah, I text him all that. So
What did he say?
I don't think he said anything to me, but he got mad with her.
Okay. So
And
this
that's
was this when they were living here?
No.
Oh.
This is before they lived here.
Okay.
This is way before they started moving here.
Okay. I'm gonna back up for 1 second because you
Yeah.
threw something out there that you mentioned something about kidnapping.
Yeah, I would say that he kidnapped because it's like she was scared of him. She was scared to do anything, and I felt like he was forcing her to do everything.
Okay. So it's not in the traditional sense he did
not
not grab her,
no,
throw her in the back of a car.
Put
Okay.
like
All right.
a gun to her head. And
But
say,
he was
"Put the gun."
very, or would you say more? It was more of a very controlling.
Yeah. Like he was pulling strings on her and stuff
Okay.
like that. And like one time, she was driving to Walmart. It was just her in a van, and the kids was with Divine in the truck. And she was driving to Walmart, and she was crying like she don't know what to do.
Wait, with Divine or Moses?
Moses.
Okay.
I said Divine.
You did.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. See, that's how.
So I should make sure we're on the same person.
Yeah. Okay,
All right. So
Moses.
So she's in the van and Moses has them in his car.
Yeah, in his car. Just before, he didn't have the Chrysler at the time. He had a different truck.
Okay.
So I told her, "You're on the way to Walmart." I'm like, "Yo, call the cops and
What-
have them meet you at Walmart."
What was she upset by?
She was just upset by the whole situation. Like, she didn't know what to do. She wanted to get out the situation. Like, she sat there like, I don't know what to do. I need to leave, but he has the kids. I'm sitting there like, why don't you call the cops, Dorothy? Tell them that you're on the way to Walmart, and they'll probably meet you at Walmart.
Did she think that he was going to take the kids?
I don't think so. I just think that since she was alone, she hurried up and she had a small
She
window.
called you because she had a window to call.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was it's like she was scared to leave for some reason. I don't know, but she never called the cops.
Did she ever tell you anything else about their relationship? About things that he would do or anything within their relationship? Anything he would do to the kids? Anything that you witnessed?
I didn't witness anything that he's done. Cause when they moved here, it was like she didn't tell him that I lived here.
Okay.
Like, he was completely oblivious until I don't know when he found out, but I guess he found out that I lived here.
And you don't know when?
I don't know when.
Okay.
You can ask Tanisha Coleman that.
Okay.
That's who witnessed that part.
Witnessed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she would.
No, that's me.
Oh, no, that's me.
No, okay.
Got the same ringtone.
It's all the same thing. So he found out you lived here, and I guess that didn't go over real well.
No, I don't think it did. I mean, you can ask Tanisha. He was cool at the moment, but I think he was just waiting to get behind closed doors.
Okay.
And it wasn't far after that. That's when they got in the accident.
Okay. When you mean far, like days or weeks?
Days.
Days. Okay. Now I know you talked about Instagram and Facebook Messenger. Do you happen to have any or emails? Do you have any of that stuff from her?
I checked yesterday when I was
Okay.
after I spoke to you. I think I deleted all that stuff.
But she would she use that on a regular basis? You think?
To contact me,
Yeah.
or just to contact anybody.
Well, to contact you.
To contact me, it was like a little bit of all that put together.
Okay.
Because I think when he got wind of something, then she changed
To another one.
to another one.
Yeah.
And when he got wind of it, she'll change to another one. Until the emails, that was like it. Like before, like when she would call me, she'll have like a little code that she'll give me to let me know that it's her.
Okay.
Like something only me and her would know.
Okay.
And then I know it's her, not
Yeah.
Moses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like as soon as she says that, then I'm like, okay, what's up? Like what's going on? And the last day I seen her was probably like 4 days before the accident.
Okay.
When she emailed me.
Now, email, you mean like traditional email?
Traditional email,
Okay.
yeah. And then she'll be like, oh, I'm going outside to walk the dog. Like, can you meet me outside and stuff like that. So I met her outside and we was just talking while I walked the dog. And she's just like, I just need to talk to you. It's like, this guy, he's hitting the kids. He's doing things to her. And then it's like, Jesus. But it's like, I couldn't do anything, you know? I couldn't. All I could tell is to call the cops.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's.
You can't make them dial a number.
Yeah. You know, like, you gotta help. You gotta. That damn dog. Yeah. It's like, I don't know how many red flags do you need from this guy. I don't know how many red flags you need.
And that was the last time you saw her? And then the next day, or the next contact you had with any of them was the day that you said he brought the kids here.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm sitting on the couch just watching TV, and this was late. It was late, and I hear Moses crying. Not Moses. I hear Pharaoh crying,
Okay.
and then I heard Imagine crying, and it was like, "Is mom breathing? Is mom alive?" And that's why I just opened this right here and peeked my head out like, "What the hell's going on?" And then I saw they was knocking on Nini's door, Tanisha's door.
Which one's hers compared to yours?
She is downstairs. When you go downstairs and look, she's the one to the right with the ringer on.
Okay.
The ring.
So it's right downstairs.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay.
If anybody wants to yell, you can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just unlocked the door and, being a nosy person, I was just listening, like, what's with the crying, like, and then I didn't hear anything, and then I came back. I came back out here to smoke a cigarette, and that's when Tanisha came up, and she's like, "Glenn, I need your help." I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah." Then she told me like Dorothy's dead, and he brought the kids over here. And I'm like, "What you mean he?" She's like, "Moses." I'm like, "Moses is here?" He's like, "Yeah, he's downstairs." And that's why I went downstairs and to see what the situation is. And then that's when I bumped into his brother and his mother. And then I seen Moses coming out to her apartment. And people are trying to find out what's going on. He's playing like he doesn't know. Like, "Oh, I don't remember. Could you watch the kids? Are you good with the kids?" And then he comes to me. And I'm thinking he knows who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm just about to jump on him. like, I'm about to say, this dude's not, we're about to jump on him. Then he's like, yeah, man, what's your name? I'm like, oh, shit, he doesn't even know. I'm glad. So I didn't even answer him. I'm like, man, what's going on? And he's like, man, do you know Dorothy? I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Man, they got in an accident, and he was just telling me all this shit and everything. I'm like,
What kind of shit was he telling you?
like, he's just like, man, they got in an accident, and then he told me about Empress being in the car. And then I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh. And he's like, yeah, man, somebody T-boned me. And I'm sitting there like, why are you here? Like, why?
Now, this whole conversation took in front of that ring camera?
No, it was right here outside.
Outside?
Like right here,
Okay.
a little bit in front of the mailbox.
Okay, so it was right at the top of the
Yeah,
stairs?
right here on
By
top of the stairs.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, like, why are you here? If the accident was that bad, and I'm looking at him, he still has his hospital gown on. He's still, like, freshly bleeding from the side of his head, the right side of his head. Still have, like, the bandages and gauzes on. I'm like, why is he here? And his brother kept on saying, yeah, man, he just got T-boned. He just got T-boned. I'm like, were you there? He's like, nah. So I'm like, what the? And I'm just trying to make sense of it. And I'm just like, how did you get T-boned and they are in the hospital and you're like out walking, and then that's just something clicked to me. He's like, yo, he did this shit on purpose. Knowing how he is, I'm like, yo, he did that shit on purpose. And that's what Tanisha's like, I think he did too. Because Tanisha would see more firsthand of how he was. Because she was hanging with them.
Oh, so would she go over to their apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And vice versa. And she would witness what goes on with them. Like, I just get what I hear from her. But sometimes Dorothy lies. She's a person that likes to play victim a lot. She would lie on certain people with certain things. She would try to manipulate people. Like I said, like after a while, you start to learn that she was not a good person.
So you would take everything kind of with a grain of salt?
Yeah.
Okay, did you think she was lying about this though?
No. When it comes to him, no. But I think that she wasn't asking. I think that she tried hard to like him because she's that type of person that tried to find love, and it doesn't matter if the love shows it back. It doesn't matter. She'll accept it.
Okay. Did she goes from here to the apartment, or from here to the motel? Did she need him for income to live in the apartment?
I don't think she.
I don't know their financial situation, but was
Did
it?
she work?
Yeah, she had a job. She worked at home. And then while she was here, I made her get a second job because
Okay.
I noticed that, you got 7 kids and a dog, and you think this one job is gonna work. I'm like, you need a second income, So I think that's where she got a second job.
What was her second job?
I think she, working at the hospital. I don't know which one, but it's whatever's closest to this area is hot. Whatever's closest to this area.
So the local hospital.
Yeah.
What was she doing there?
I have no idea. Because we wasn't talking frequently like that.
But when she lived here, did she work at the hospital?
No.
Okay, so it was after she left here.
After she left here.
Okay. But you don't know what she was doing there.
No.
Okay.
I know it was at the hospital. I'm sorry it's hot here. I did
No,
not
you're
know.
fine. No, it's not bad at all.
Heat rises anyway, so whatever the neighbors downstairs do, just
Yeah.
goes right up.
It's actually comfortable. Okay. So when you witnessed them dropping the kids off, I've seen that, and I saw what happened from Miss Coleman, and It was bad. I mean, it was really bad.
Yeah.
How would you classify Moses's behavior?
Like I said, like I told you
his-
yesterday, he didn't have a shred of remorse. He didn't have no tears in his eyes. He didn't have what the fuck did I just do kind of mentality. He was just he was just blank. Like he was just trying to get rid of the kids so he can go do his thing. So he needed to drop the kids off with somebody, and Tanisha was, I guess, was the closest person he know because they used to hang out, not even for a whole 2 weeks, and then he just dumped the kids on her.
How about mom and brother?
The brother, I don't know which brother this is. I think it was his older brother, but it seemed like he was a little concerned about what's going on, but I think he knows how his brother is. Because he kept trying to convince everybody, yeah, they got T-Bone. He kept saying, yeah, he got T-Bone, man. And, Moses was sitting there like, yeah, I can't remember. I think I got T-Boned. Yeah, I think that. And I'm just looking at him like, you're fucking lying, man. It's like you can see, and the mom was just trying to get him out of there.
Just trying to get.
She was like telling me, you got the kids. She kept telling Kanisha, you got the kids, right? I need to get my son and trying to get him to lay down and all that stuff. And she was just this, you got the kids, right? You got the kids. And I'm like, yeah, we got the kids. And then after a while, they just left.
Okay. Is Dorothy's van still up here?
Yeah,
Which one is it?
it's the blue one, and it's the blue Honda.
The blue Honda up there?
See right here. Right here.
Okay, the man.
Oh, okay, I see. All right. So,
You know what apartment they lived in?
Her master bedroom faced in my master bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah, so
So it should be like 202, maybe, or 204.
204.
204.
Yeah, because I want to. Yeah, 204.
Okay.
and how long do you think they lived here?
Not even 2 months.
Not even 2 months.
Not even 2 months.
Okay. You told me to go talk to a guy at 7-Eleven named Toby.
Yeah.
Who is Toby?
Toby, I guess, because one day me and her son Imagine walked up to a 7-Eleven, and while I was getting my stuff, I guess Toby, the tall black dude that works there, he asked like, yo, that's Imagine, are you his father? I'm like, nah. And he was like asking me like, where's his mother at? And I told him, and he was like, oh shit. And then he came outside and he gave Imagine a hug, and then
Wait, was this after the crash?
yeah, this is after.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he was like, he spoke to me. He's like, yo, I told Dorothy about Moses, and he's like, that dude would drive like a bat out of hell, no matter the situation. So he knows about.
You know something?
Yeah, I guess he knows about Moses.
Okay. So we will go talk to Toby. So, like I
So
said,
that was Saturday or Sunday? You went by the 7-Eleven.
This was like 3 days after the accident.
the crash was on Tuesday, like
Was it
Friday.
Friday? Yeah.
Okay.
Friday. Okay. Do you go up there often?
What, the 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'll see if you knew like Toby's regular work schedule. All right. So, like I said, we're doing a bunch of follow up now to try to understand the relationship between the two of them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask like Tanisha like more vivid details of what type of person he was and the stuff that Dorothy told her, because I guess she thought they was close like that. So Tanisha would know more, and she would have witnessed more of how he was with her.
Was besides Tanisha, was there anybody else that Dorothy was close to that she might confide in?
No.
No. Okay. Um, would you be willing to write a written statement as to what we talked about here today? I mean, not as much detail about your relationship, other than what Dorothy told you about her relationship with Moses and what you witnessed on the day of the crash when Moses came here with the kids.
Okay.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. We can do it one or two ways. So I can give you the form. I know you got to go to work. You could work on it, and then I can come pick it up at a later date, or I can hang out here while you do it if you think you want to do it before work. You tell me which way you want to go, and I can. It's
Yeah, I would have to do it. I would have to write it while I'm at
okay.
work. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm going to give you the form. You got my number, so text me when it's done, and I can come pick it up. It'll be like maybe tomorrow. I'll either me or somebody else. I'm going to give you two of these.
Okay.
Feel free to write on the back.
All right.
Feel free to make copies and write as many pages as you want.
Okay.
I don't judge grammar. I don't judge spelling. I don't do any of that.
All right.
Just content, all right? And be specific. Just, if you want to start from the very beginning, start from the very beginning. If you want to start with just, like I said, the relationship that you either witnessed or were told by Dorothy, and then what you witnessed the day of the crash, that's fine too. But do me a favor, at the top of it, just fill out your name, address, telephone number, where I get to reach you at. I don't need driver's license number, just basic contact information,
Okay.
and then what happened, and then just sign it at the bottom for me.
Got you.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
You got any questions for me, Mr. Ford?
No, if I do, I'll just.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
To your knowledge, do you know if that Chrysler had any modifications, like exhaust, engine work, anything like that?
It's most yeah. Yeah, I think it did.
I think it did.
Yeah.
Was it like loud exhaust or
As
loud
far as
engine?
the exhaust, as far as probably like system wise.
Like radio system?
Yeah, because he'll drive like the Chrysler bumping it,
Yeah.
and sometimes when he drives off, I know if the Chrysler makes that lot of a sound, then it does. But if it doesn't, I just know he try to be a cool guy.
Okay.
So
Did you witness any driving behavior of him?
no, I didn't witness any of his like erratic driving behavior.
Okay. You were just told about it from
yeah.
from Toby. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
If I think of anything else, I might just give you a call.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, man, I know you got to get to work, so I'm gonna get out of your hair. Where are you guys working at now?
My post right now is at the Bull Run Plaza in Manassas.
The one right on Sudley.
Yeah,
They got you up there now.
yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. Just be careful. Be careful. But if I need anything, I got your number. I'll give you a call or text you. And when you're done with that, just shoot me a text and I'll come pick it up tomorrow.
okay, no problem.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. I appreciate the time, Mr. Ford.
No worries.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck today.
Thank you.